car-to-car merge, and we're going to focus on getting F1s, Formula One tires on the vehicle. So the concept here is that you love your car, you like the color, you like everything about it, but you wish they were on Formula One wheels. You don't want to change anything on this except for the Formula One wheels. So I'll show you how to do that. So simply put, you're doing a back-to-back merge, and you'll be merging 2 times. And basically, the merges are going to be from the vehicle you like, except that you want to change the wheels, to a Formula One vehicle, at which point you will be able to change the wheels. And then you're going to merge it back to the vehicle that you wanted the Formula wheels onto. So we will start the whole process like the way we normally would. So what you're looking to do here is to put this on a Formula One vehicle. In my case, I'm going to put it on a BR8. That's the vehicle I'm going to put it on. That's the vehicle that's going to get the modifications, the BR8. Now, like every other merge glitch, you got to get yourself to the arena war. But I just wanted to show you the vehicle the blue car here. I want everything to stay exactly the same, because it's got the blank plates, it's got the stripes, it looks great. But I want this to be on the Formula One wheels. So how do I do that? Now, because the livery is not a particularly special livery, I'm going to do this. So this is like version no special livery, easy livery. If you're looking at a hidden livery or something complicated, that's a whole different process. But we're going to do it showing you how to do it with the Formula One wheels. So as per usual, we make our way over to the arena. I like to teleport, but you can fly over with a sparrow or whatnot. Do as you please. Get there however you want to get there. I have the other character, the other person that's in the LS car meet right now. And they're ready to invite me. Once I'm glitched out and I have no minimap, they're ready to invite me over to the LS car meet. So again, a few tips and tricks when trying to glitch out is have really short nails. Watch my playlist video where it shows how I press the buttons if you're struggling to glitch out at the arena. And then I'll go over the settings. So under online in options, your settings need to show there's 3 settings you need to make sure that you have so this glitch works. Join next mode from spectator box, don't join. Allow spectators off, matchmaking is closed. I'll go over that again. So in the section that says join next mode from spectator box, select don't join. Allow spectators, select off, and matchmaking, select closed. To the right, you go to settings, where under controls, targeting mode needs to be assisted aim partial. If you have something else, you go back to online, go back to the main menu, and you can change the settings there for the controls. You can't change it in GTA Online. But this is a very important setting. Then you have under display performance RT or fidelity. I'm always on performance RT. It works perfectly fine for me. Now if you go to your blue interaction menu, under preferences, you go to map lip options, series mode. All series have to be set as custom and they all need to show, every single one of them. Contact missions, all contact missions need to be set to custom and they all need to show. Jobs, all jobs need to be set to custom and they all need to show. I have open wheel race hide, so I'm going to go and put it as show. Activities. All activities are set as custom, so need to be set as show. All rival businesses need to be set to custom, and they all need to be set as show. Properties. All properties set as custom, and they all need to be set as show. All stores need to be set to custom, and they all need to be set to show. All events need to be set to custom, and they all need to show. And that's it. That's for your map lip options. You're ready to glitch out. At this point, there's a possibility you get all kinds of error messages, and you're struggling to get the "Are you sure you want to join this job?" Just keep an eye on your settings to that you haven't changed aiming, targeting mode style. If you haven't, then keep at it. Keep trying. It took me a week of trying to merge straight to get it. All right, so you hover over the blue flag here. If you need more detail on Anawax, so I'll be talking about them. There's my playlist, so just make sure to watch the playlist. There's one where it clearly talk about all the Anawax and best practices. So once you are at the arena in front of the ticket booth over here, you open up your map, you hover over a job, and I always hover over this one, which is the blue flag besides at the arena that doesn't have the little bike on it. And then I join Anahuac 1P5. Now, I would always recommend for people to put notes like where your cars are, because you're going to be merging onto a Formula One vehicle, then merging back onto the Dominator. So you want to make sure that you know where the Dominator is when you join back, and you want to know where that BR8 is. Otherwise you get really confused. Alright, so you join Anahuac 1P5. First alert, you press X. Second alert, you press X, you hold square. Press X square, you hold square. You're going to get an alert that says, are you sure you want to join this job? You hold square, you count 1, 2, 3 in your head, then you press X. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, X, X. There we go. I'm glitched out, no minimap. I run to the ticket booth, I press right on the D-pad. And then I press X to spectate event. Then I'm going to get completely stuck at the window, at which point I join Anahuac 10P5. This will get me unstuck, and then I'll be back to having no minimap, but I'll be able to run around and to accept invites, which I will accept an invite to the LS car meet at this point. So I got an invite to the LS car meet. Just so you understand how organized I was before I started this, which I always do when I'm doing a multiple merge situation. My Dominator GTT and my BR8 are both in the same Eclipse Towers 5. So I did that before I started this whole process. Now I get into the other person's car in the LS car meet, and they start up a sprint. They open up their blue interaction menu, they go to LS car meet, and then they have the option for sprint. And then you open up your phone and you accept the sprint. When there's 2 seconds remaining, the other person needs to go in their blue interaction menu and then select return personal vehicle storage under manage vehicles. So blue interaction menu, manage vehicles, go to return personal vehicle to storage, and they only press it when there's 2 seconds left. Not 3, not 1, when there's 2 seconds left. 3, 2 now. At which point you're gonna end up in a black screen, black loading screen this time. It has a little loading at the bottom. And then you're gonna join Anahuac 10P5. and you accept all the alerts Anahuac 10p5, then you're going to register as a CEO, and you're going to go to your CEO, and you're going to go request a CEO vehicle and get a buzzard, which point you're going to drive slowly over to the buzzard. There's no rush at all because there's a cooldown anyway, so there's no need to be a psycho. Truth be told, the NPCs here are pretty crazy anyway, so they're pretty psycho for you. Alright, and once you see your buzzard and you can get into it, you fly up high enough so that you die and you don't crash into your vehicle before you get that banner once you land. So you fly high enough. What I like to do is I like to fly high enough so that on the way down I'm preparing to join Anahuac 10p5, but I don't join Anahuac 10p5. I'm just preparing. So that gives me an idea that, okay, I've flown high enough, or I didn't fly high enough because I really didn't have time to prepare. And only when I'm in the vehicle, back in the vehicle, do I join Anahuac 10p5. Doesn't matter if you join after this or before this. If you join before this, you'll have to do it again. And if you join after this, it's fine. Like after you're completely solid in the car. Now I've gone into my CEO, Secure Serve CEO, and under CEO abilities I requested a luxury helicopter, and I'm driving over to where it usually spawns. If it's your first time doing this, it might spawn somewhere different. You got to listen to where the helicopter is going. Once you're in the helicopter, you have the option to press on your left joystick, press down on it, L3. I'm going to the Maze Bank Tower, and I'm getting my BR8, which as I mentioned earlier, will be an Eclipse Tower number 5, because I put all of the cars together.
I'll be back whenever you need me.
Now once I'm in the office, I go towards the receptionist. She'll say hi, and I try to get close enough that she starts talking to me again.
Hi there. How can I help
Here we go, she started talking again.
you? Choose between your
That means I can press right on the D-pad normally, and then I have the options personal vehicle. So request a personal vehicle, go to Eclipse Towers 5. Well, that's where I'm going. I'm going to Eclipse Tower 5. You find the car that you want the merges to go onto. In this case, we want Formula 1, so it should always be a Formula 1 vehicle that you want the merges onto. So BR8 is the one that I'm taking out.
being brought up now.
So once you're out of the office, you go to Secure Serve CEO, you request CEO vehicle, you get a buzzard again. There's your BR8. I like to run to the helicopter, so I'm going to do that. Get into the buzzard, and again I'm going to fly high enough that I'll be able to prepare to join Anahuac 10p5, but I don't want to join until I'm in the car, because otherwise I'll have to do it twice. Alright, once you fly high enough, you jump out. And then on the way down, as I said before, I like to start joining Anahuac 10p5. Get prepared and press the join button only when I'm back in the car. At this point, once I'm able to move and I've joined Anahuac 10p5, the other person leaves the session and you have them close the game. and join back through the invite they received earlier. Or send them an invite to join your game. As you can see now, the Formula One vehicle has the Benny's wheels on it, and since we want to just change this vehicle to have Formula One wheels, but nothing else needs to be changed, we're simply going to go into the LS Custom, and we're going to change the wheels to race wheels. This is an unselected color of wheel as well, so you got to be really careful that you don't also change wheel color, otherwise it's going to be scratched.
What miracle did you want me to perform? Better than new.
So wheel type, change it to race. And then you select whichever wheel you want. I actually want this one. And then you select the tire design. I want this one. Let me just see. That's the wheel I want. Yep, that's the one I want. That's it, and there's nothing else you need to change. Because essentially everything else you liked, everything else that you had on it, you liked. Now this is saved because you made the change in the LS Custom. So then your friend has come back into the LS Custom, LS Car Meet, and they will invite you back into the LS Car Meet. And then you're going to bring out the BR8 again. Because now you want to put the merges from the BR8 onto the original car, the Dominator GTT. Because they're all the same merges, except that now it's got Formula One wheels instead of the Benny's wheels. So then you do the merge again from the BR8 back to the Dominator GTT. Now you just got to be mindful that every little change you do costs money. So this is why I didn't make many changes on the BR8, because I don't know how many of those would transfer over. Then you go ahead. Now since you already glitched, you don't need to unglitch. You can do the merge again, starting at the LS Car Meet. So the other person starts a sprint, you accept the sprint. When there's exactly 2 seconds remaining, you return personal vehicle to storage. You have them return personal vehicle storage through their blue interaction menu. 2 seconds, not 3, not 1, 2 seconds. This will prevent from issues. 3, 2 now. Perfect. Now my screen goes blank because it's download screen, and I will join on a WAC 10 P5. Then through my CEO, I request a CEO vehicle, and I'm going to get a buzzer, and I'm gently, slowly going to drive over to it. I always try to park fairly far away so that my character doesn't try to constantly get back into the car. But there's a lot, it does hold up traffic, so sometimes you end up getting into NPC vehicles. Here we go. Now you fly up high enough so that on the way down you have prepared yourself to join Anahuac 10p5, but you don't join Anahuac 10p5 until you're in the vehicle after the banner. So fly high enough, on the way down, start joining Anahuac 10p5. So you know if you flew high enough or too high, if you're not close to prepared, or if you're prepared and you're still going down. So once you're in the car, you join Anahuac 10p5. Now you'll be able to move. You through your CEO, you go to CEO abilities, you request a luxury helicopter, and then you make your way over to your generally designated spot for the luxury helicopter. Mine is here. If it's your first time, like I mentioned earlier, make sure that you listen to the helicopter. So make sure your sound effects are pretty loud. And then once the helicopter is there, try to park far enough away so your character doesn't try to get into you back into your car. Then you get into the helicopter by pressing triangle. Once you're in the helicopter, you press down on the left joystick, go to Maze Bank Tower. And again, both my cars are in Eclipse Boulevard Tower 5. Now once I'm at the office, I'm going to walk towards the receptionist. Now I make it look easy. This is actually quite tricky when you first start.
Good to see you, boss.
And once after the initial greeting, she might talk again. When she talks again, it's usually when you can press right on the D-pad, and then you'll be able to select personal vehicle as an option, which is where you go. Go to Eclipse Tower 5. Well, I go to Eclipse Tower 5 because that's where I have my Dominator GTT. So this is the one we started with. We liked everything about it, but we wanted it on Formula 1 wheels. So now we're putting back the merges from onto the Formula 1, back onto the Dominator, except this time it'll have Formula 1 wheels. Now because there's no particularly special livery, as in the livery number transferred over from the Dominator to the BR8. What I mean by livery number is whatever number was on the Dominator in terms of livery number, that same number was selected on the BR8, so we don't need to worry about the livery not showing up. Not going to go too much into detail about that, but quickly that's why I'm not concerned about the livery. Alright, so I forgot to request my buzzard. I go ahead, request the buzzard, get into it, fly high enough. High enough so that it doesn't explode onto the vehicle before I glitch out again. I can choose stay glitched. So usually once I've gone over like a pretty high building is when I jump out. Then on the way down I start to join Anahuac 10p5, but I won't join until I'm in the car. That process doesn't change the whole way through. Now once I'm back in the car, then I join Anahuac 10p5. And at which point the other person in the LS car may close the game. They can join up again if you're doing another back-to-back merge. I'm going to bring this vehicle to the LS custom to save something on it to make sure that the modifications save. There you go. So everything that you wanted to keep on the vehicle stayed on the vehicle. And the one change is that the Benny's wheels are now F1 wheels. Some people might prefer it with the F1, some people might prefer it with the pennies. Now, in order to save
Further now.
these changes, you have to save something. Repairing it won't save it.
Should be running better than ever.
So don't change the windows, don't change the wheels. You have to change maybe turbo or transmission. You gotta save something on the vehicle. For example, you could put Dominator. Once you do the save, it'll be saved up. That's it. That's how you would change from you would change wheels and put on F1s when you really want to keep everything else on the vehicle. And as always, I always check that everything is still unselected and that this vehicle is clean. And again, the trim color I don't mind when it's changed because some of those unselected trim colors are just not my thing. Sometimes some options get removed. Like here, the roll cage was removed, but that's just because it's probably not available on the other vehicle.
If that car was a woman, I'd kiss her. Now that's a custom job. That's a beauty right there.
Put some fenders on it.
Looking sharp.
Put some bumpers to accentuate the colors. And that's how you do it. That's how you get a vehicle onto Formula Ones without changing anything else. If you don't care about what you're changing, and you like what the BR8 has already, you can just obviously merge once from the BR8 over to the vehicle you want to merge onto. But this is a way for you to maintain some of the features you like about one particular vehicle, and that you just want to add Formula One wheels to it. I hope this was helpful, and I wish you guys a very lovely day. Take care.